All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory is to Yahweh, Bahashem YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all you brethren that's also laboring in his work, pushing out this gospel in all truth, faith, and sincerity. So yeah, I just want to go into another quick lesson, basically centered around our Lord Yahawashi and his nature. All right, the fact that the Lord actually deals with the element of surprise. All right, that's one of his attributes. That's his pretty much his main attribute. All right, the Lord is a great serpent. All right, and when you consider a serpent, you wouldn't know he's there till he strike you, meaning he sneaks up on you. You experience that element of surprise. All right, when you see people that, suddenly be put to death, all right, they receive sudden death. Well, that actually comes from the Lord, which, by the way, life and death is in the hand of the Lord. When you read Matthew, the 28th chapter, the 18th verse, it tells you that all power is given unto the Son, man. All power in heaven and earth. And life and death falls in that category. So it's the Lord that actually brings death among people and sudden disaster. All that comes from the Lord, Yahawashi himself, all right? But what I really want to focus in on this lesson is the fact that the Lord actually deals with the element of surprise. That's his nature, all right? And I got an example right here in the book of Luke, chapter 24, starting at verse 13. And behold, two of them went that same day to a village called Emmaus, which was from Jerusalem about 60 furlongs. And they talked together of all these things which had happened. Yes, so to set the stage, you had two men walking, all right? And they was talking about the things that had just previously happened. And what was those things? The crucifixion of the Lord. That was the big talk around that area, Judea and Jerusalem, all right? Verse 15, and it came to pass that while they communed together and reasoned, Yahawashi himself drew near and went with them, but their eyes were holden that they would not know him. Right, so the Lord himself crept up and slid up under them, man, which you got to consider that. You got to consider the fact that the Lord could have easily just approached them. They would have knew who he were. But the Lord chose to actually take a different appearance because they didn't know who he was, and he crept up on them, man. And when you think about it, it's a method to that, all right? If you're a guy, you tell your woman you're on the way home, you tell her, I'll be there in 20 minutes, but you pop up in 3 minutes. Well, in essence, you're trying to see if she's doing the right thing. And that on all levels, all right? At jobs, you got bosses. They ain't gonna tell you when they creeping up on you, man. Why? Because it's a method. They want to see if you're doing the right thing. If they tell you when they coming, of course you're gonna be doing the right thing, all right? So that's the Lord in his perfection, man. He crept up on these dudes, all right? Verse 17, and he said unto them, what manner of communications are these that ye have one to another as ye walk and are sad? Hey, that's being slick, man. That's even going as far to say that's being deceptive, man. All right, that's being a shrewd serpent, which again is the nature of the Lord, all right? And the one of them whose name was Cleophas, answered said unto him, art thou only a stranger in Jerusalem and hast not known the things which are come to pass there in these days? And he said unto them, what things? All right, again showing how our Lord get down, man. And they said unto him concerning Yahawashi of Nazareth, which was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before the Most High and all the people, and how the chief priests and our rulers delivered him to be condemned to death and have crucified him. But we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Israel. And besides all this, today is the third day since these things were done. Right, so if you really read these scriptures with, level of understanding and certain comprehension level, you'll know that these men were pretty much deflated. They was disappointed. You could tell in their reasoning that they doubted that the Lord was the one, because they brought up the point that, look, it's the third day. He haven't made that great resurrection, Verse 22, yea, and certain women also of our company made us astonished, which were early at the sepulchre. And when they found not his body, they came saying that they had also seen a vision of angels which said that he was alive. And certain of them which were with us went to the sepulchre and found it even so as the woman had said, but him they saw not. Right, so they still must had a level of doubt. Like, look, man, we don't see the Lord, all right? Verse 25, then he said unto them, O fools, and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Ought not Hamashiach to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory? Right. So he went in on them, man. He went off on them. All right. But the point is the way that he chose to approach them. He chose to approach them by using that element of surprise. All right. I'm going to get another example of this in the book of St. John, chapter 24, Salakia, chapter 20, and starting at verse 19. Then the same day at evening, being the first day of the week, when the doors were shut, where the disciples were assembled for fear of the Jews, came YAHAWASHI and stood in the midst and said unto them, peace be unto you. Right, so you gotta, when you read these scriptures, you gotta pay attention to every word. All right, the writer made a point to say the doors was locked, meaning what? YAHAWASHI could have easily knocked. If he wanted them to know it was him, he could have knocked, man. Said, look, this YAHAWASHI, man, I'm here. But what he did, he suddenly appeared upon them, and he scared the hell out of them, man. That's why he was mindful to say, peace be unto you, or shalom. Why? Because they were scared. He was letting them know, look, I'm coming in peace. But again, this is, an example of how the Lord work. He deals with the element of surprise. All right? This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3, and verse 1. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple. Even the messenger of the covenant whom ye delight in, behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. Right, so that key word there is suddenly. So this is how the Lord deal, man. The Lord suddenly approach you. And that judgment that's going to come to you is going to be in like manner. It's going to be sudden, man. You're not going to have no warning. The Lord is just going to bring a sudden death upon you. Why? Because this is his nature. See? It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 30. Starting at verse 12, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. Right, so that's how mainly these guys get their judgment. All right, that's how those people out there in Houston, the day before that, they was in a damn happy hour somewhere having a daiquiri, man. And the next day they was floating on a damn refrigerator. Why? Because that was the sudden judgment of YAHAWASHI, man. Which is a fearful thing, a thing that you should always consider, especially being in his truth. All right? It's like being around a slick person, man. You got to always watch him, man. Watch his hand. That's the nature of the Lord. Revelation 16 and 15, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth. Yeah, and that's the spirit you got to be in. You got to be watching, man. You got to be on point. You never can get in the spirit of relaxing, especially when dealing with YAHAWASHI. All right? Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame, which is another verse you got to look deep into. All right? If you catch somebody naked, that means you caught them off guard. That person who naked going to say, why in the hell is you here, man? What the hell is you doing to him naked? All right? Well, that's the way the Lord do, man. The Lord is that guy that's looking to catch you slipping, man. Which, again, is a sign of a great warrior. And that's a great war tactic, to catch you with your pants down. All right? So, yeah, I hope this was an edifying lesson. Until the next time I say shalom.